Have you ever wondered why some men seem to ignite a woman's desire almost effortlessly, while others, despite their best intentions, end up in the friend zone, or with a passion that dies before it even begins? Maybe you tried being the nice guy, the attentive one, the one who brings flowers, who listens without expecting anything in return. And yet that sexual connection, that undeniable electricity keeps slipping away. That is the reality many men face. They believe desire is something you ask for, beg for, or earn with patience. When in truth, desire is something you awaken, provoke, ignite from the depths of the female subconscious. If you have made it this far, it is because you sense the truth. There is a hidden code, an uncomfortable truth that goes far beyond romantic advice or surface-level self-help. Sexual desire, that primal fire, is not activated by what you say, nor by empty compliments, nor by obedience. It is activated by your presence, your control, your mystery, and your ability to awaken emotions she cannot name, but desperately craves. And today, you're going to discover exactly how to do it. I will reveal the Machiavellian method for touching those hidden strings, for igniting a silent addiction in her body and in her mind. This is not about cheap pickup tricks, nor is it about reckless manipulation. We're talking about something deeper, a profound understanding of female psychology. 5 invisible triggers, psychological anchors that, if applied with strategic precision, will allow you to ignite and sustain desire in a way she will not be able to resist. Machiavelli, the master of power and influence, said it with brutal clarity. Men are so simple and so prone to present needs that he who deceives will always find someone willing to be deceived. We will not deceive, but we will understand those present needs. Because in the realm of desire, those needs are far more primitive and powerful than modern society wants to admit. So listen carefully. If you leave this video now, you will remain like the rest. The man who gives, who waits, and whose desire ends up ignored. But if you stay, you're going to see the game from the other side. From the mind of the man who does not beg, who does not seek approval, who lights a fire that leaves psychological marks without even needing to touch her. And if your ambition is to become part of that top 1% who understands this system, subscribe now. Turn on the bell, hit like, because you are about to cross a line. And after this, she will never see you the same again. Let me tell you the story of a man who was not the most handsome, not the richest, not even the one with the most imposing body. And yet, the most difficult women, the ones who seemed unreachable, ended up feeling an uncontrollable desire for him. He did not chase them with messages. He did not buy them expensive gifts. He did not flood them with constant compliments. He simply observed. He listened with a kind of attention that went beyond the surface, an attention that allowed him to see her fears and her deepest longings. And when he spoke or acted, he did it with pauses, with surgical precision, as if every gesture carried an invisible charge of desire and power. One day, a friend asked him his secret, intrigued by the strange magnetism he projected. He answered with an enigmatic smile, "I do not try to make them like me. I try to resonate in places where even they do not know. Desire can live. I do not seek their approval. I seek their surrender." This man did not learn seduction on social media or in pickup forums. He learned it by observing the human mind, by studying Machiavelli, Carl Jung, and the great masters of strategy and behavior. And he discovered something almost no one knows. There are places in the female psyche that cannot be touched by hands nor by sweet words. They are activated by your presence, by your mystery, by your emotional power, and by your ability to awaken the animal inside her. And if you learn to see these places, to feel them, to use them with the mastery of a strategist, you will never need to beg for desire again, because it will be she who seeks your touch, who longs for your closeness, who cannot forget you, even if she tries. Now let us begin with the foundation. The foundation. The first thing you must understand to ignite desire is this. Predictability kills passion. At their subconscious core, women are drawn to what they cannot fully decode. Most men make the fatal mistake of becoming an open book from the very beginning. They reveal all their interests, their plans, their insecurities, and in doing so, they become predictable and therefore boring. Machiavelli, a master in the art of concealment and impact, taught us, never reveal your cards too early. And in the realm of desire, this is not an invitation to lie. It is a call to strategic management of information. Your mistake, you're a manual when you should be a mystery. The Machiavellian solution. Cultivate an aura of mystery and calculated ambivalence. Do not reveal your entire life on the first date or in the first few messages. Let there be layers. Let there be unanswered questions. Let her wonder, what does he do when he's not with me? What is he really thinking? What are his true ambitions? Because a man who is always available, who holds no secrets, who can be read too easily, becomes like furniture in the room, useful, but never exciting. Ambivalence means your interest is not a 100% certainty. You do not give yourself away entirely from the start. There is a yes, but within it, a deliberate distance. This generates tension, an emotional uncertainty that becomes the true fuel of desire. She does not know if you are fully invested, if she is the only one, or if you have an inner world that you share with no one. And that doubt keeps her suspended. It makes her mentally invest in figuring you out. Desire does not arise from comfort. It arises from tension, from the chase, from the pursuit of something that is not guaranteed. When she stands at the edge of an emotion she cannot fully understand, that is when desire begins to awaken. Silent sexual authority, the leader of attention. The second pillar of desire is silent sexual authority. At a primal level, women are drawn to strength, direction, and the capacity to lead. I am not speaking of aggression or domination, but of a calm, commanding presence that communicates, I know what I want, and I know how to get it in life and intimacy. Most men, in their attempt to be respectful or kind, become passive, indecisive, waiting for her to take the lead or give all the signals. That kills desire. Machiavelli said it clearly. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. In the context of desire, this means you must know how to take control of the interaction to create and direct sexual attention. Your mistake, you act like a follower when you should be the director. The Machiavellian solution. Project sexual authority through your body language and your gaze. You do not need to talk about sex to carry sexual power. It is in your posture, shoulders back, direct, unflinching eye contact. It is in your voice, deep, slow, not looking for approval. It is in your ability to hold uncomfortable tension, to step into her personal space with calm confidence, to allow silences that speak louder than words. And when you speak, your words should carry weight. They should imply direction without asking permission. Do not say, would you like to have dinner if you're free? Say, let's go to this place. I know you'll love it. It is not a command. It is a suggestion wrapped in certainty. And women interpret that as leadership. This kind of silent authority creates subconscious arousal because she feels that you are in control, that you can lead. And that is a powerful aphrodisiac. Desire awakens when she senses that you are moving towards something and she is being pulled into that motion. Challenge restraint. When you are not an easy prize, you ignite the fire of pursuit. This third pillar is crucial for keeping the flame alive. Challenge and restraint. Human desire, and female desire in particular, does not feed on what is easy to obtain, nor on what is always available. It feeds on the chase, the subtle conquest, the sense that what is desired, though possible, requires effort. Most men desperate to be liked offer themselves as easy rewards, as something that can be possessed without investment. This destroys their perceived value and with it destroys desire. Machiavelli warned us mismanaged generosity leads to contempt. Applied to attraction, giving everything freely before it is earned breeds indifference. Your mistake, you present yourself as a gift, when you should be a beautiful challenge. The Machiavellian solution. Never give yourself away completely. Never be a fully open book, especially sexually. This does not mean being a jerk or playing indifferent. It means that your desire is not an open invitation for just anyone. It means she must invest emotionally, mentally, and energetically to earn your sexual attention. It is not about denying her intimacy. It is about making intimacy feel like the climax of built-up tension, not some automatic transaction. For example, if she flirts, do not leap in immediately. Respond with calibrated intensity, a look or phrase that suggests more than it reveals. Let the desire build. If she seeks your validation, do not give it too quickly. Let her earn it with her interest, her effort. Restraint creates tension, and tension is the breeding ground of real desire. When she feels she has not fully conquered you, when there is still a level of mystery, an untapped desire within you waiting to be awakened, her own passion intensifies. The human brain obsesses over what it does not yet have, what is almost within reach, but not quite. So make your desire something she must activate, not something you hand over. Make your desire something, the magnet of her hidden dreams. This pillar is extraordinarily powerful. The projection of fantasy. Sexual desire often does not rely on reality, but on what the mind can imagine, on the fantasies and hidden cravings a woman would never say out loud. Most men focus only on the physical, the obvious, without realizing that the real sexual connection starts in the mind, in your ability to touch the fantasies she cannot confess. Carl Jung, with his ideas of the shadow and archetypes, would say, there are primal desires that live in the collective unconscious. Your mistake, you stay on the surface in what is socially acceptable. The Machiavellian solution become the catalyst of her unexplored erotic fantasies. Not in a vulgar or explicit way, but through suggestion, ambiguity, and a gaze that says far more than your words ever could. This means understanding a simple truth. Women, like all humans, have desires that often contradict their public image. She may project the image of a good girl, but in her mind, the fantasy of a bad boy, a dominant, mysterious, or slightly dangerous man can be intensely exciting. You do not need to be a dangerous man. You only need to project the capacity to be one and then choose not to be with her. That is the tension between the power you possess and the tenderness you offer. The calm with an edge. Speak the language of suggestion. Use themes that invite double meanings delivered with an enigmatic smile. Do not offer sex directly. Offer the experience of sexual tension, an atmosphere that only you know how to create. Let your presence awaken thoughts and sensations in her that she does not feel with anyone else. Because when a woman projects her fantasies onto you, when you become the canvas for her hidden desires, desire becomes uncontrollable. You become the man who gives her what her conscious mind denies, but what her body craves. Manage your rewards selectively. Desire thrives on unpredictability. Desire, like any human drive, intensifies. When the reward is not constant nor guaranteed, if you are always available, if you are always the one to initiate intimacy, if you are always ready to please, your reward loses value. Most men make the mistake of becoming dispensers of constant pleasure, not realizing that excessive availability kills longing. Machiavelli, a master of using reward to maintain loyalty, or in this case desire, would say men love at their convenience but fear at your discretion. In this context, the fear is her fear of not knowing when or if that reward, your desire, will return. Your mistake, you become a never-ending source of sexual attention, a faucet she can turn on at will. The Machiavellian solution: manage your reward selectively. This does not mean denying her sex or affection. It means that access to your intimacy, your desire, your sexual energy is not a right. It is earned, and it must be maintained. Create moments of intensity. Then step back with subtle distance. Let her miss you. Let her crave the next encounter. Do not always be the one to initiate. Let her chase you. Let her feel she must earn your attention. That she must remind you why she excites you. When desire is not guaranteed, when there is just enough uncertainty about when and how the spark will return, she invests more in you. Her mind becomes obsessed with earning your attention, with reconquering your desire. The scarcity of reward activates her dopamine system, creating a cycle of craving and satisfaction that keeps her constantly wanting more of you. You become the one man who gives her that dopamine high that never settles into monotony, manipulation, or mastery. Now I know what many might be thinking. A voice in your head may have whispered, "Is this manipulation?" Let me answer clearly and unapologetically, no. Let me define harmful manipulation: lying, deceiving, coercing to control another person, stripping them of their will and using them for personal gain, causing harm. That is not what we are doing here. What we have discussed is reading the terrain, understanding the nature of human desire, recognizing the psychological dynamics already in play in every sexual interaction, whether you are aware of them or not. This is using what already exists. The only difference is this time you play with strategic awareness. You are not the one being played. Think about it. Does she not respond to mystery? Does she not respond to authority? Does she not crave what is hard to get? Does she not hide secret fantasies? Does she not get bored when pleasure is always available? Yes, these are human predispositions. And when triggered properly, they awaken the most powerful desire. She is operating by instinct without thinking of the rules. You, by understanding the rules, you now have the opportunity to become conscious, to be strategic, to be intentional in how you ignite and sustain that fire. This is not about being a predator. It is about becoming a master in the art of attraction. Final reflection. Become the final reflection artist of desire. Do you want to experience deeper, more passionate sexual connection? Do you want to be the man who awakens a flame that other men cannot even imagine? Good. So the first step is to stop being predictable. Stop being excessively compliant. Stop seeking approval at any cost. And most importantly, stop being a slave to your own desire, projecting it in a desperate, uncontrolled way. Be a strategist. Learn from every interaction. Do not dismiss them. Dissect them. Observe the reactions, the glances, the silences. Understand that the world of desire is not a romantic fairy tale. It is a battleground of psychological dynamics. And if you do not understand them, they will crush you, leaving you frustrated, forgotten, and unfulfilled. Because if you do not understand the triggers of desire, if you do not grasp the inner mechanics that ignite it, you will not be ruled by passion. You will be ruled by indifference. And that, my friend, is not freedom. It is a prison without desire. If this video made you think differently, if it sparked even a moment of discomfort or revelation, good. That was the goal. Strategic truth is often uncomfortable, but necessary. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 pillars do you think is the hardest to master? Or which one have you seen work most powerfully in real life? Your perspective is valuable in this conversation. And if you want more content that speaks without filters, without political correctness, about power, strategy, real psychology, and how to master the hidden dynamics of life, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Someone who needs this perspective to reignite desire in their relationships. And remember, in the game of desire and in the game of life, it is not the one who feels who wins.